Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I've had the immense pleasure of spending a few months with these incredible speakers. They're from Spendor's Classic line, and this pair is called Classic 3-1. They sell for about 4,000 USD. This pair is in cherry finish. They're also available in dark walnut finish. They look really well finished and beautiful. I feel like my camera is inadequate in capturing their beauty. Spendor's Classic line keeps true to the BBC monitor design. So why is it called Classic 3-1? Well, classic for the obvious reasons, but the 3/1 is because in BBC nomenclature, the 3 is the code for the speaker's intended use. In this case, 3 stands for remote broadcasting away from the studio, and the 1 is the model number. Onto the specifications. These are kind of big at 16-inch tall, 9-inch wide, and about 11-inch deep. They weigh a good 22 pounds each. Each speaker houses a 180 millimeter or a 7-inch mid-bass driver and a 22 millimeter or a 0.75, 0.8-inch high-frequency fabric dome tweeter. Both drivers, including the cabinets, are made in-house. The mid-bass driver is the latest evolution of the EP77 drive units. So it's a two-way reflex design ported at the back. Frequency response is stated at 40 Hz to 25 kilohertz. That's pretty good for this size of speaker, in my opinion. 8 ohms nominal impedance at 88 decibel sensitivity. I have owned a few British speakers of this kind, like the Spendor SP2 stand mounts, the S8E floor standers, also speakers like the Harbeth SHL5. I was approaching this pair with very high expectations, especially in the mid-range area and the high frequencies. The Harbeth SHL5 speakers, along with being magical in the mid-range and high frequencies, also had this articulate deep bass, well extended bass. The experience I had owning the older Spendor SP2 was that the bass was okay. The mid-range and the high frequencies were beautiful, but the bass was a bit light for my taste. Also, the dynamics were kind of held back on the SP2. The S8E floor stander with its bigger bass unit was good in the low frequency, but again came off as being polite, restrained, and not very dynamically expressive. So how does this new Classic 3-1 sound? I used a few different amps to drive them. The really sweet tube hybrid Croft Acoustics phono integrated. I did a review of that, and I'll post a link up there. The Jolita 3502S full tube integrated, and the super powerful wired for sound STI 1000. This is a Class D solid state. In my smaller upstairs listening environment, I had them about 1.5 feet from the front wall and the side walls, 7 feet apart, and I listened from about 12 feet with a slight toe in. As expected, the mid-range and high frequency was strikingly realistic and beautiful sounding. The bass articulation and dynamics is what took me by surprise. Spinning some vinyl from Jacinta. The album is called Jacinta Is My Name. The songs are homage to Julie London, but Jacinta here sings them in her own style instead of imitating Julie's. And there's no cheesy string section in the background, no vocal chorus like they did back in the 50s. Instead, there's well-recorded piano arrangements, bass and drums, even some flute, sax, vibes, and guitars, just depending on the track. Via the Spendor Classic 3-1s, listening to the song on side B called Don't Smoke in Bed. The weight and body of the piano sounds very realistic, like a real piano, like you're in a room listening to a real piano. The decay of the lower bass notes are stunning. And of course, the rendition of the voice is absolutely gorgeous. Yet nothing in the bass or treble or mid-range stands out conspicuously. Presentation is very cohesive. One well-knit, cohesive, full picture, and yet demonstrably well extended in the lower and higher frequencies. Same thing when listening to Blues in Orbit by Ellington. The scale of the music via the Spendor speakers is fantastic. The first track is called 3J's Blues, and Ellington's piano sounds amazing. Jimmy Hamilton's sax sounds very soulful. At the end of the song, that decay of those bass notes from the piano I had mentioned earlier is here again. So strong, and it hangs in the air and then fades away. Johnny Hodges' alto sax sounds like honey in the next track. The next track's called Smada. While the tracks on this album start off slow and soulful, they do pick up big swings and things get busy. But the Spendor's resolution and sound staging layers it so well, you don't miss anything and you revel in the detail. I must mention the last track called Williesville is the Placeman. The swing on this track is incredible and will get your head bobbing. Those cymbal taps sound so real and so clean. Johnny Hodges' alto sax has the right amount of bite. It's reedy, and the resolution from the Spendors helps it soar, and it will take you to the stratosphere. This track puts a massive grin on my face listening to it through the Spendors. In conclusion, no wonder the Spendor Classic 3 won a shootout in the Hi-Fi Choice group test, beating speakers like the B&W 705 signatures, the Fine 1.5s, the JBL 1600s, the PMC 25.2 model, and also I think the Q Acoustics Concept 300 speakers. A lot of those speakers may look more modern and cooler compared to the old school looks of the Spendor, but the sound is definitely not like an old school Spendor. So I enthusiastically recommend this. If you're looking at bookshelves, the 4K USD price range, that must get the mid-range right, must have excellent resolution and good frequency extension, both lows and highs, and superb sound staging as well. But I do have one thing I'd like to note here. If you put these in a very large room, as I did once in my large basement listening environment, which is quite big. It's about 32 by 30 feet, which is about 1,100 square feet. But it also has tall 10-foot ceiling, so 9,500 cubic feet. That's a large space. And if you put them in a space like that, they're likely to lose their prowess in the bass. Keep them in small to medium listening environments, and you're likely to fall in love with them long term. That brings us to the end. I hope you liked this video, guys. Please like, share, subscribe, click that notification bell icon. More videos on analog gear coming very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.